But Greg doesn't look like he wants to check this river. Rips it. All-you-can-eat soda on the side.
We'll tell you a lot more about Jock Market. Uh-oh. Pocket pair, Doug.
Here we go. We're off to the races. Also want to quickly say thank you to Jock Market for being the official sponsor for the stream. Good to have them on board. And if you're interested in, down the road, becoming a partner sponsor, or rather, of the lodge, you, of course, can reach out to us. We are now taking sponsorship requests. All right, let's get into the action. So first hand here. By the way, yeah, this felt does look great, I got to say. This felt has made me feel like maybe we should experiment with some different kinds of color schemes. And, of course, the overlay also a little bit nice, a little bit different, liking the look. Anyway, we have pocket eights and pocket jacks. In heads up, we call this a cooler. A lot of money is going to go into this pot in some fashion. The question is going to be exactly how much is it going to cost Greg? Hand 1, too, right out of the gate. Jeremy opens up the pocket jacks on the button. Greg's now going to re-raise. 8,500 to go. 320K stacks.
Raise.
Jeremy elects to go with the 4-bet with pocket jacks. Interesting note about pocket jacks on these deep stack sizes. You're actually supposed to slow play this a good portion of the time heads up. It doesn't feel right. You're likely ahead. But apparently it is correct to sometimes put the trap in, play a little post flop. 4-betting, of course, also completely fine. Very strong hand. You're only really behind 3 hands your opponent can have. He should be re-raising about 20-25% of his hands in the big blind, so you're definitely ahead of that range. Jeremy now looking to 4-bet and get some value. We are at 1K 1,500 blinds. A little bit strange here because the big blind is not 2x the small blind. We have these kinds of blind levels to not need weird chip amounts. So these players are over 200 blinds deep to start.
Yeah, we're going here.
Now that Greg is facing a 4-bet with pocket eights,
It was T7.
you're going to want to see a flop. You're going to want to see 3 cards. You definitely don't want to put in 200 big blinds with pocket eights. Not many hands do want to put in 200 blinds.
48.5 total.
Ooh, Greg's coming over the top. He's not buying it. 48.5 to go with the pocket eights. Spoke a little bit too soon here. Maybe Greg just feels like Jeremy's not going to have enough good hands here, making a move out of the gate. Either way, now with pocket jacks, how is Jeremy going to proceed?
Call. 7 calls.
Does make the call. Jacks are a strong hand heads up, but for 200 big blinds, when you do get the money in, you're very likely up against queens plus ace king. It makes sense for Jeremy to pump the brakes a little bit here and play some post flop. That said, this is going to get scary. Ace, king, or queen comes out. Your opponent can have hit any of those. They could have been ahead to begin with. So you're really hoping to see a jack, or else things can get dicey.
There's the king you talked about.
King 3 deuce 2 clubs. Greg, after 4-betting the pocket eights, probably a board he's going to want to look to bet the flop on. Both players have a club in their hand, so they do have some potential playability on some backdoor club runouts. In Greg's shoes, you 4-bet. This is a fairly good board for you. You're going to want to bet. Most likely, this should be a spot you should be betting quite often. You could definitely have ace king. He's going to go ahead and bet the flop.
It looks like he bet 47,000.
Half pot bet here. It's a fairly large bet in this kind of spot. And Jeremy lets it go. The pocket jacks into the muck. And pocket eights take it down. Wow. Pocket eights played it super aggressive. Pocket jacks played it pretty conservative. And already we've got a value bet getting through as a bluff versus the better hand. Welcome to Heads Up No Limit. Heads Up has a very RPS-like element to it where certain player types just beat other player types. This is something that I don't think people talk about too much, but so the guys that play really conservative get run over by the bluffers. The guys that are stationy and hate folding destroy the guys that bluff too much. And then the guys that are really stationy and don't fold to people get run over by the guys that are conservative because they just value bet them to death. So obviously in heads up you want to play correct, and correct wouldn't be any of those things. It could be balanced. But being that we're all human, we all kind of have our guys that we match up better or worse versus. I always did more poorly versus the guys that just really would call me down light all over the
Call.
place.
Three bet from Greg, 22,000. So Jeremy makes the call here with the queen six off.
Yeah, and Greg's using a very small 3-bet size, which is why you're seeing Jeremy defend the queen six. He's using a very small 3-bet to kind of keep him in there. I think a more standard size would be something around 30, 35. But
Nice flop for Jeremy. Connects with top pair, and Greg is firing in a C-bet rather quickly.
24,000.
no way Jeremy can continue here, right? With just top pair.
Well, I don't see the smile. He seems pretty serious. He's going to be active, of course, makes the call. Pot building, 92,000 in the middle. Greg with some backdoor stuff, some overs. Let's see what happens.
Oh, this could get real dicey. 4 on the turn. A little bit of a scare card here for Greg, in that if Jeremy did float with a 4, he's now 2 or 3.
All in announced. All in announced. A massive overbet. And that's weird. Look, Jeremy's like, what? He 3-bet. We haven't seen many 3-bets, right? So pretty unlikely that he has a 4.
Wow, this is such a big bet. What was in there before? It was 100 or 90, 100.
424 minus 332, and Jeremy lays it down. That pot got massive really quickly, unexpected, and it works.
It was probably the hardest I ever had to sweat out a bluff jam in my life, but it did end up getting through. So, you know, sometimes you gotta do it the hard way. But no, the other one I was gonna say, I played a hand where I was in a 4-bet pot with kings, and yeah, this is basically a bad beat story. Rivered the second nut flush. It's like a 6-5 deuce, 5-8 board, 4 to a flush on the river. And my opponent led half pot on the river in a big pot, and then turned around and started eating his dinner, and I thought, I am so dead. I am so dead. It was like really tense the whole hand. River the 8, completing the flush. Thought he'd have the nut flush, but he actually had pocket 8s, river to boat. And now I'm complaining to you, the good viewers of the Lodge live stream. I took a bad beat, and I just want everyone to know it.
You guys feel bad for Doug in the chat? Probably not, right? Quite the roller coaster Doug's been on from his time at the Lodge. Started off punting and spraying, but he's been running pretty good lately. Made a final table on our last tournament series. Took 50K from Jungle. So we don't feel bad about a boat on the river, do we, chat?
Yeah, it's been some swings here. I don't even know where I'm at in the year. I think I'm probably up small, but unfortunately, I have been losing lately. So, you know, comes and it goes.
Monotone flop, all spades. Greg with the 8 of spades. 130 in the middle here. Jeremy with the check mark with the pair of queens. Only sitting on 124,000 behind here, so does Greg want to put him to the test? But the option is now on Jeremy. Checks it over. Greg, pair of 6s. Pairs are hard to make heads up. But Greg doesn't look like he wants to check this river. Rips it. All you can eat soda on the side. Jeremy. Second pair of queens. We've seen this how many times already? The third time, there's the smile. And we know what happens after the smile and the grin.
And once again, Jeremy is just in a horrific state.
Flips a coin.
That's a call. That's a call, right? Wow.
And Greg just toying with him.
Well, this is going to be it, I think, for Jeremy. He's going to have to find a way to double it. Greg is likely going to either... I think he's probably going to jam here, to be honest.
2 raises, 20,000.
Min raises to 20. Jeremy, does he want to defend or push the action and rip it? Makes the call.
7 calls.
The problem with calling here is you open the door to get bluffed off your equity. So I can see an argument for call, but I think I probably prefer just jamming it in. I don't know. I like a lead jam here, I think.
Thinking about it,
All in?
does.
Yeah,
All
seems good.
Two folds.
Nothing Greg can do there with 5 high.
All right. Jeremy taking down a pot.
Now up to 9 blinds. King Queen, couple paint cards, and King 10 off for Greg. Greg likely to raise here on the button, and Jeremy likely to rip his entire stack.
Two raises, 25,000.
And he's going to have Greg dominated here, so this could be a double up for Jeremy.
All in? Seven's all in.
All in, Greg pretty much priced in here. King 10 good enough to make a call. I imagine the chips are getting in. Does indeed make the call here, so Greg, if he spikes a 10, he's in the finals.
Oh, ouch. Ouch.
Good spot here for Jeremy, a spot he's been waiting for patiently, 144,000 chips.
Good luck, Jeremy.
Thank you.
And Greg's the one on his feet. Jeremy looks calm, cool, and collected, even though he's the one at risk, but in good shape for a double.
Let's see what we got.
A 10.
Wow.
This could be over unless somehow, some way, Jeremy binks a queen here. My goodness
Don't give me
gracious.
the heart sweat.
How about a jack? Let's make it interesting.
I'd
Jack
like a
of
little sweat. Jack of diamonds, maybe?
Oh,
The queen.
Wow. Well, all right. That's it for that.
Jeremy vaults to the lead.
70, 73, 74, something like that.
Wow.
72.
72? That's
It's never easy in the game of poker. We thought it was a clean double. Then we thought that the match was over.
Oh, that was a good-looking 10.
And now Jeremy's getting 144,000 chips.
70.
Two raises, 24,000.
Greg raising it up with the king 5. Jeremy now with the queen jack. He's going to take a flop. Let the gambling commence.
Jeremy hits a queen.
Big flop for Jeremy here.
All in.
Two's all in. Seven
Quick
folds.
call from Jeremy, all in from Greg.
All right. I need some luck. Need some lucky. Need some lucky.
Snap call here with the queen from Jeremy. About as
King
good
of
as it can
spades.
get.
3 of diamonds.
Greg needs a king or a running low straight.
Now just a king.
40, 50, 60.
So there's the double up
69.
for Jeremy.
69 total.
Yeah.
That's what you were saying earlier. Couple double ups.
I concur, 69.
And you're chip leader. He's
The year of
got
my
now
birth.
216,000 or so.
Hitting all these important numbers.
Yeah, this is a fair fight now.
Week, a little special edition today on a Monday afternoon here in Austin.
All in?
All in announced Queen 9. And Ace 8. This is probably going in. Snap call. Here we go. Jeremy's going to need to get lucky or else this match is over.
Not against my hand, though. I got to crack my hand sometime.
The Queen and the 9 are live.
Good luck, Jeremy. One of these times we're going to...
Here we go. Okay.
10 high flop, 7 and 5. We got clubs for Jeremy as well.
How about 8 of clubs? Let's make it interesting.
There is a club right there, so many outs, queen 9 or a club. 14 outs on your top of your screen. Greg is smiling. Will he be smiling after this river? No, he will not.
Man.
Hey, I can't survive a freaking goddamn all in, man.
40.
Fuck.
Oh, Greg's not smiling anymore. He's a little bit steamed up.
Hey, what do you say we just start this tournament over with starting stacks?
Right?
And we are right back where we started there after the 9 of clubs on the river, just what Jeremy ordered. King 3 versus Ace 3. Boy, oh boy, if we see a 3 here, we might have some fireworks.
Raise.
Or an ace or a king, who knows?
Jeremy opening up the button with the ace 3 because on 20 big blinds, Jeremy only ever gets dealt ace X.
Not getting jammed on this time, though.
Okay, Greg's going to make the call. And we're going to take a flop. Winner of this will be in the lead.
And
Three
there is
for
a 3
both
right there.
players.
2 bets, 26,000.
Man, Greg is so aggressive. Bit of a dangerous lead here from Greg. If you do get raised, you're in a tough spot.
Just makes the call, does Jeremy. Pot building, 116,000. 3 of spades.
Oh my God.
3 of
Wow.
spades. Jing card for both players.
Oh, wow.
2 bets, 28,000.
And Greg goes for a small sizing here on the turn. Both players looking mighty serious here. This could be lights out, game over.
They're both so excited about this, but Greg is going to get the bad news here eventually. The question becomes for Jeremy. Facing this small turn bet, do you just trap this, let him play the river, or are you going to have to raise here? I think versus a big bet, I might lean a little more towards the trap, but facing such a small bet, I think Jeremy's going to be
Raising.
pretty inclined to raise. It's a weird spot. I could see him going either way. And the pot just got a lot bigger. Jeremy raised to 104,000.
Jeremy's patience finally paying off here. Hand of the match. Hand number 111. We're going to remember this one. And
All in from
yeah, a
Greg.
raise and an all-in. Snap all in. That's going to be called from Jeremy. This pot's practically identical stacks
my
here.
God, dude, how is that even possible?
Greg sees the bad news, stunned.
Wow, good game. That's nuts.
Waving the white flag. He's
How
got
is that
some
even
outs.
possible?
Last 3.
8 jack? Be all right.
Here comes the river.
That's crazy.
Here we go.
That's just nuts. I have
7 of spades. That one's going to be
12,000
going to
chips.
Jeremy.
I don't
And
think I
Greg
cover.
has
No, I have like
12,000
I have like 8 or
chips
12,000
behind.
chips.
That's
It's
absurd.
not going to matter.
One out in the
That's-
deck.
That's ridiculous.
That's so sick.
And this
Yeah.
might be the final hand of the stream. Let's see. Greg's
I don't
all
want
in,
to
right?
prolong it no more. I mean, that's what's the point?
Tough break for Greg. I do think he played in a way that ran Jeremy over a lot today and ultimately just got cooler and lost the all-ins. You know?
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
My bad.
Yeah, that's rough.
Good.
We're all in right now. Jack 10 versus 5-4.
So close. So close. There you go.
And a 10 right in the window. Greg's going to need runner, or else it's lights out, game over, GG.
There you go.
All right, really
And that
pleasure.
will do it. Thank you for playing,
Good
Greg.
match.
He's going to be going to the third place matchup, which we'll have some
Joe, how long do we
updates
got?
on. Those guys will be battling for $10,000, the winner of the third place matchup. But Jeremy, after shaking hands with everybody, is going to battle for $20K.